Most times we talk about revolution, revival, we need newness, new things. But talking about revolution now, what kind of revolution do we really need? That's the question. I read a book by Joyce Meyer. This book, The Love Revolution. And when I read that book, that was in 2022. I read The Love Revolution. I realized that most times what people really need is love. For real. In fact, in our nature, we are designed to love God because He's Father, and love one another, love ourselves, and love one another, love our neighbors. That is our design. That is how we were designed to function. So many people, even people that, let's say, the not so good people in society, maybe the criminals and the rest of them, somehow they are dealing with a lack of love. Because if they have sufficient love in their lives, they will function better. In fact, many people that come from healthy homes where there is love, they do better in the society than people that do not come from healthy homes, than people that come from broken homes. They do better. So I realized that what we really need is a love revolution. And yes, love. In fact, in Galatians 5:22, when the Bible talked about the fruits of the Holy Spirit, the first fruit of the Holy Spirit he talked about was love. Before he started talking about joy, patience, gentleness, and the rest of them. Love is, in fact, the Bible said God is love. So if God made us in his image and his likeness, we functioned to love. So what we really need is a love revolution. I can remember when I was reading that book, within the period I was reading that book, I don't think I've ever shared this story anywhere. One day I was coming back from the market, and that period, that was during strike. We were on strike. Public universities were on strike that period, and I was earning a daily pay. Yes, I was earning a daily pay that period. So I I was coming back from the market, and the junction where that would enter a keke to my house, that would enter keke to my house, there was serious traffic jam. So where I was to trek, I was going with my brother. My brother was in front of me, and I was going home with my brother, and my brother was in front of me. So with different stories and illustrations Joyce May had laid in that book, I was like, let me just try this out. Yeah. So there was this woman, she was on crutches. She was on crutches, yes, one crutch. And she was an old woman. She was going with one small child. Both of them, they were carrying things. And she was carrying a very heavy stuff on her head. That was, I think that was plantain that was inside the bag. And the woman, like with her crutch, with her one leg, she was trekking with the heavy load. I saw this woman. I now carried, I now told her, let me help her and carry the bag on her head. She was like, no problem. So I was following her son instead of her. She was way behind me. So when I reached the junction where they were supposed to enter their house, that was before my house. I gave her, I waited for her, then I I gave her money. I gave her, I think it was 1,200 or so. I was like, tomorrow I'll still go and earn something. So, and I had a little business, background business I had at the time. So I was still earning from that place. I was like, since I have this one, and this was what was really in my pocket, I could just give it out to this woman. Maybe, who knows, maybe she doesn't even have food to eat this night. So when I gave her that money, the woman just turned. She said thank you, but she turned. She looked up. She was like, God, thank you. The way she was saying God, thank you, she was so grateful to God. Sometimes we can be an angel, or rather, we can be the God people see. That merciful God. We can be a merciful God that people see. For people that are shouting revolution, revolution, newness, revival, and everything, I think the most important thing we need is love revolution. What we need, the most important thing we need is love. Because I could I could remember reading stories of um the less privileged people in Cambodia, India, even girls that have no other choice than to become prostitutes because their mothers were prostitutes. They were born in a brothel. In fact, there was this story of a girl I read about she was always under the bed when her mom is working. Yes, you heard that right. Her mother was a prostitute and they were living in a brothel, I think in India or in Cambodia. I can't really remember. But then she was always under the bed. Just imagine that kind of thing. She has no other choice because this is the life she was born into. This is the life she knows about. She doesn't know about any other life. There are some children that are in different third world countries that they don't know another story to tell. This is their story. So I think like God bless Joyce Meyer's ministry that has been going around and doing outreaches in all these different countries. But I think there should be more hands. We can help in any way we can. It might not necessarily be giving money. You can help somebody. You can help an old woman carry something to a junction. It is still help. You are helping her at the same time. That is still love. Reach out as much as you can. Reach out in your own little capacity. You must not have the world to help. You must not have the world to love. Thank you for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.